Welcome. Scott here. In this video I giving you a quick overview on how to clear the ongoing current squad boss battle event. This guide will cover on how to tackle the squad boss battle, Hecaires of Rousing Void. This is one of the 3 boss battles featured in the war event. You can find the video guide for the other battles in the channel. For last season's squad war, I didn't join a squad, that is why I am unable to cover on the event. So this is actually my first time tackling this fight. As my guild is pretty weak, I probably won't be able to try out various team comps for this fight, since the clearing the Hecaires of Rousing fire and meet that gauge is a priority that my guild prioritized to complete minimally. We will be having a squad war and the boss mechanics should be the same for every season. So if you don't have units at the moment, don't feel disheartened. You can still clear easier stages with mono team comps similar to how you do your gear dungeons. In short, just do whatever that is within the power of your roster, you can contribute to your squad. Before I continue, let me give you an overview of how squad boss battle works. Firstly, you need to join a squad to access this event. You can access the boss battle sub-menu under the Total War main menu. You will be able to choose one of the 3 fights to tackle. The squad boss battle is a game mode where all squad members must work together to raid bosses and obtain rewards. When the battle starts, you must raid each boss in each stage difficulty to get raid points and raid a total of 3 bosses. The higher the difficulty that you clear, the more raid points and raid guild coins you earned. The accumulated raid points are displayed on the individual raid gauge below the image of each boss and on the combined raid gauge above the images of bosses. An individual raid gauge is applied individually to each boss and it only increases upon clearing a stage difficulty featuring a specific boss. You can obtain rewards when the gauge reaches 100%. A combined raid gauge combines all individual raid gauges and it rewards you based on your progress. There is a daily limit to obtaining raid points from the same boss, which applies to all squad members. So participate the fight with squad mates and follow your squad leader's instructions. Lastly, don't quit your squad halfway while the squad war is going. Even you join your new squad, you won't be able to participate in the squad war. This is probably a control mechanism implemented by developers to avoid players to abuse this. So what are the rewards that you can obtain by completing the battles? You can obtain fabulous rewards. Some of the important rewards can only be obtained through squad events or time-limited events unless you buy them with premium black crystals. To get premium black crystals, you need spent real-world money. Every squad member is limited to 3 attempts per day. Upon filling up the individual boss raid gauge to 100% for a specific boss, you will obtain a squad boss battle box. Each battle box chest will gives you 30 squad raid coin, 500,000 yul, 5 normal gear substat changing stone and 30 gear upgrade stone. For every such event, your squad can get up to 3 such chests assuming your squad have met the requirements. When you fill up a certain percentage of the combined raid gauge, all squad members will eligible to achieve the additional rewards. When your squad reaches 20%, you will get a chest that contains 5 normal gear substat changing stone and 20 gear upgrade stone. When your squad reaches 50%, you will get a chest that contains 10 normal gear substat changing stone, 30 gear upgrade stone and 3 SRSSR skill page summon ticket. When your squad reaches 80%, you will get a chest that contains 20 normal gear substat changing stone, 30 gear upgrade stone, 5 SRSSR skill page summon ticket and 2 LR gear summon chest. The chest allows you to obtain a random LR or LR greater gear. When your squad complete the target at 100%, you will get a chest that contains 40 normal gear substat changing stone, 7 gear upgrade stone chest and 4 LR gear summon chest. The chest allows you to obtain LR or LR greater gear. Each gear upgrade stone chest contains 6 greater gear upgrade stone, 15 gear upgrade stone and 20 lesser gear upgrade stone. You can check on the status to see how your squad mates are progressing, while the boss info will provide details about the boss mechanics. Upon selecting each individual boss, you will see the boss fight menu where you will be allowed to choose between 3 difficulty. For the normal difficulty, the battle power requirements is 155,000 and costs you 8 stamina. Upon clearing it, you will get 100 raid points and 10 raid guild coins. For the hard difficulty, the battle power requirements is 200,000 and costs you 9 stamina. Upon clearing it, you will get 200 raid points and 20 raid guild coins. For the nightmare difficulty, the battle power requirements is 260,000 and costs you 10 stamina. Upon clearing it, you will get 300 raid points and 30 raid guild coins. Raid points contribute to filling up the gauge, while raid guild coins allows you to purchase from the squad shop. The squad shop allows you to purchase skill enhancement materials, accessory upgrade stone chest, UR accessory summon chest and LR accessory summon chest. Most of the items have a weekly or monthly limit. This is the main incentive on why you should join a squad and help your squad get stronger by participating in the event. Now I have given you a quick overview of how squad battle works. Let us focus on the boss mechanics for the featured boss battle of the video. The Hecaires of Rousing Void is a technique or blue debuffer unit. Let me quickly go through its skills. Its skill 1 magic launch deals damage to a target with the highest speed and debuffs the unit with continuous poison debuff and 30% reduced HP recovery received debuff on the enemy for 2 turns. Its skill 2 laser deal damage to the enemy with the highest speed and debuffs them with total silence for 2 turns. Total silence prevent the unit from using their skill 2 or special. If your unit is taking continuous damage, for example, afflicted with poison debuff, it will extends the debuff by 2 turn. If not, it will apply poison debuff. Its skill 3 shock attack deals damage to all enemies and grants buff to itself. The boss will reduce all target's skill points by 2 and give the boss increased damage resistance level 4 buff for 2 turns. When its attack gauge is max, the boss will uses its special skill, Magic Fusion, which deals damage to all enemies. If the enemy is taking continuous damage, it will attacks after granting 300% increased damage buff. The boss have the following passives. 1. The boss is immune to status ailments, total silence, status ailments and debuffs. 2. If the boss is fighting a favored enemy, it will increases the damage dealt by 95%. Generally, it is better off to one-shot squad war bosses with a Nuker attacker. For this fight, the preferred Nuker to use either Rhya or Season 3 Clover Academy Jack, since the boss has immunity to all forms of debuffs, status ailments, silence, and total silence. Rhya has a mechanic that allows him to deal additional HP damage for every buff that he has. If he has a buff, he will deal extra attack that equates to 30% of total of his both attack and magic attack stats. If he has a total of 6 buffs, the power up of the attack will goes up to 180%. If you don't have Rhya, you can use Season 3 Clover Academy Jack. However, the latter needs to be at maxed dupe with a maxed skill page. So my team comp consists of Rhya, 2 supporter units and Rades. Rhya has a Nuker attack setup, which I will be covering more in depth in the subsequent slide. Rades has a magic and defense set. I am relying on his barrier buff to survive when the boss takes a turn. You can replace him with Season 1 Mimosa if you don't have him. For the supporters, I have used Sally and Gifso. You can replace Gifso with Season 3 Gauche. You cannot use Voltos together with Sally since they have overlapping buffs. The more buff variation that you give to Rhya, the more powerful the nuke will be. For the supporters, I have given them speed set with attack and defense pieces of the Great Merchant Collection. As the boss will target the units with the highest speed, have the Great Merchant Collection set gear is important with 30% defense boost bonus. This will ensure your supporters survive the boss attacks. If you don't have that, make sure your Rades is at least at enhancement level 2, because at that level, Rades have 30% chance to inflict taunt when attacked. If you have an adequate build of green rosters units, you can try to tank the boss attacks and remove the continuous poison debuffs with Rades and Mimosa. I have put a link to the video in the pinned comment for your quick reference. The boss will start off with shock attack at the start of the fight. If your units can survive the attacks. Once you set up Rhya, the boss should die first if Rhya performs the nuke successfully. If you have watched my Hall of Illusions video guides, you probably understand on how to set up a nuker unit. Generally for gear equipment, you want to equip them with attack pieces that raises the unit's critical damage and critical rate. To raise critical damage, you can have combination of these gear sets. Having 2 pieces of the Resolute Judge will boost your critical damage by 7%. Having 2 pieces of the Frozen Spike will grant 10% increased critical damage buff upon using a special skill. To raise critical rate, you can have combination of these gear sets. Having 2 pieces of the Noble's Inheritance set, you will get 5% increased critical rate up. Having 2 pieces of the Magic Beast Nightmare, you will get 10% increased critical rate buff when the unit's HP is 70% or higher. Even you have the optimal pieces, having this alone won't allows you to produce an effective nuke. You will still need to change your gear substats to critical rate percent, critical damage and critical damage percent. To get gear substat change stones, you need to participate in limited time events such as Bingo event, Squad Wars, or buy substat changing stone pack with premium black crystals. For skills, you need to max out his special and skill too. To level up the unit's skills, you need to buy the Wool Shards, Will's Fragment and Wool Crystals from Regional World Shop monthly with medals. You can also buy them weekly at Squad Shop with Guild medals and the monthly ones with Squad Guild coins. You can also buy them from limited shop exchange centers as well. As a last resort, you can also buy skill enhancement materials at the Premium Crystal Shop with premium black crystals. For talents, you need give your nuker unit the following. For attack talents, you need to give him increased critical damage, ferocity. For defense talents, you need to give him increased defense and endurance. For support talents, you need to give him increased accuracy and penetration and mage's blessing. Maxing out the talents will allows you insert a craved stone is highly recommended since these units you will probably be using them a lot. Rhya's own skill page doesn't add a lot to help the nuke. You will need give Rhya one of the following skill page, Breath of Flame, Breath of Darkness, Fauna, or Julia's skill page. You will get a free copy of Breath of Darkness skill page at the start of the story chapter when you begin the game. Other than the raw offensive stats, attack or magic attack, your substats prioritization should be on critical damage, critical rate, or penetration. If you don't have Rhya, do keep a lookout for him. Like other story mages, he is added in the general mages pool so you can exchange your future SSR mage selector tickets for him. You might also end up pulling for him in future banners like when you are chasing the meta units such as Black Asta or Mirleona. Okay. I have covered everything you need to know. Let's proceed with the video showcase of the run.
This is go. I overdid it. Time for a nap.